Do you guys ever impulse buy something and then have to live with the regret of that purchase for months? My name's Tyler and I do that all the time. You guys are watching Diesel, and this time we need to get this Mini that I bought for my dad at auction polished up and back to work. Let's find out once and for all. Did we buy right, or did I make a costly mistake that I need to make right?
What a good day. All right, I got my brackets in. So this one I'm thinking will house our quick couplers. And I mean, I think this could go anywhere. You know, they had that loop for the hose right here. I don't think I want to run this down that far. Just because I don't know if I want these quick couplers that far down. I'm maybe thinking about somewhere in here. I don't know. Somehow I was way off on my holes. All right, and then I'm thinking, I wish I could get a lower profile fitting for that. I might be able to. That'd be nice for both sides. But I'm thinking somewhere around there. But I need to be clear of up here because our boom, comes around here. That's gonna articulate back, but I think that'll work. Man, I'm usually so anal about this, and I just went to open this and it was already on. She's gone. Absolutely nothing. Alright, so I reordered these, shipped them to the wrong address, had to order them a third time. Doesn't really feel any better. Ouch.
Hey, it's Anna. Hey, stop it.
Where are you going?
Don't Mama.
Okay. Does it work? Oh yeah. What do you think? Is it hot out?
What was it doing?
Alright, so since it's the next day, because of Gasgate, I got this one where I want it. And I did order 2 1-foot long hoses, so let's tack this into place. And then when we get the hoses, we'll put this on. And then we can kind of fit that up for those hoses. I think that'll be nice. It really won't ever stick out that far. And then I'll probably just have to get some good covers for that so we don't just pack them full of dirt, but I have no idea. We'll see. That one's tricky. I suppose I could take a hammer and wrap on the back. It's kind of stretched in a weird way. I don't know. I am real happy with that. I didn't have my flame adjusted right. The little blue cones were too tight, and on a rosebud like that, it's real prone to, I guess it's probably backflash or popping, you know, like that. So, my bad. But look at it left a crater on the metal. That was the first time I did it. Times 2 and 3, I don't know where it is. Well. Oh. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I think it'll work. And then we'll be able to run these. We'll be able to run these straight up and over and down into the boom. The thumb lines will go under here. And I guess unfortunately, maybe under there. Then they'll go up to here when I get fittings up there. And then, you know, these are way too long now, but over here to the cylinder. Then I just need the case drain line. I don't know where it's gonna go. So I gotta figure that part out yet. I like that, that's pretty cool. So then when you wanna go from your thumb to your breaker or whatever, you just turn these and move on with your day. So, okay. I think we're done with the boom finally. So I gotta wait. I'll have a buddy or something come over, help me and pick it up, put it outside on some horses, finish prepping it for paint and paint it up. And then we just gotta do bushings and seals before we put it back on. But that's cool. I'm happy with that. It looks nice. So now let's just start it up. I'm gonna bring that up and get the cherry picker out of there. That's an accident waiting to happen. The whole time in the back of my mind, I've had like thoughts. Oh, is there some terrible electrical issue going on with this thing? Well, we got rid of the one coat I had. And we have leaks everywhere. From my crappy welds. Come on. Man, that is a big sad right there. Somehow this belt seems proper. Which I can't, I mean like, I don't think that's, well, the lens isn't doing that any favors, but it is just reefing on that alternator. I don't get that. This one's gonna leak too. The only reason you can't see, look at it coming out right there. All right, this is gonna hurt. So I have multiple friends of friends who are welders who would love to make me eat my pie on this and say, yeah, you know, I'll weld it. Don't even worry about it, Tyler. I'm just glad I could help. But I wouldn't learn anything that way. As much as I am really tempted to do that, I am going to try one more time. So I think where it's leaking is here, because that's all cold. And then here, you can tell right there. That's just a cold lap too. What that means is, you know, when I welded it, I think I had this like vertical, or maybe at a 45, so my torch was like this. So I probably started here and then went here. And my tip wasn't perpendicular to the curve. So it wasn't like that to the curve. So I just ended up pushing like a molten glob of metal down. And of course it doesn't penetrate. You gotta ram that wire in there to get it to penetrate, right? So I'm either gonna do like 3 little passes or 4, because then I control it, or maybe I'll rig up a robot arm that'll just do it all in one pass, haha. But that's what happened. So now that we know what happened, how do we fix it? I don't know. I'm probably gonna set up to weld, and I'm gonna shit the bed a second time. But let's get that old well out of there first. New tip. I think I got the welder in a good spot. So I'm gonna try and roll with like 3. And then welder Jason was telling me to make sure you wire wheel in between your starts and stops. So honestly, I don't have practice joints set up. That'd be nice. You just gotta see how it feels. I just don't like that. Looks cold right there. That's what I had last time. And it even looks a little cold right there. The last one, that's burning nice. So let me noodle on that. All right. I know it looks kind of ugly, but I cranked her down and laid a cover pass on it. So if that leaks, then we're gonna take this whole thing, pack in a shipping container, and drop it in the middle of Lake Michigan. Number 2. All right, so this one we haven't tried yet, obviously. In the welds, I must have done this one second. You guys can tell me. But the welds on this look much less lazy. I don't know if it was just because it was a smaller diameter, if I figured something out. So I'm gonna try and pressure test this one. Oh, bingo. All right. Man, just the one spot again. And I'm 0 for 4. Got the coffee shakes. Well, I guess I'll pressure test them. I gotta wait for them to cool and put them back together. I guess I'll pressure test them, but I'm pretty confident now. Like I said, if not, this is the end of the video. Oh, he's coming to fight. Look at this. I would say it's a gaggle of geese. Look at them all. I'm waiting. I gotta have a buddy come over and help me. I want to take this outside to paint it or something. But we can try and put these bushings in, I think. So let me see. I'm not looking forward to that either, because that could go horribly wrong. I got the bushings in the freezer right now, which is the best I'm gonna do, and then I'm just gonna heat the snot out of that and get that maybe 500 Fahrenheit or something, and then we'll see what happens. Well, we have to try and press them.
I'm not surprised at all, to be quite honest with you.
So the thing is with these bushings, they make them, I was reading a little bit, they make them so that the bushing is the press fit and this hole is supposed to be nominal. So if you look, and I was close on the other one too, so I got 60.1 millimeters. This bushing is for a 60 millimeter bore. So then if you look at the bushing itself, see they got that bushing oversized 60.2. So, you know, it wasn't, the issue I'm having here wasn't me saying, oh, I'm going to go with a 5 thou press fit when they design it for a 2. Because I had it, I'm actually oversized on my bore. The issue is, it's just this tight freaking press. And it's tough to get in. So I'm always prepared to try it once, but I'm never prepared, you know, for what to do when it goes wrong. So. I guess maybe I should suck that cylinder in, but good news is I think we passed the official test. Yeehaw. Wow. All right, this turned into quite the debacle. So I was kind of debating on ordering a hollow ram like you would normally assemble those, you know? And I said, I won't spend the money. I'll try and shrink fit it. Well, I got one coming, so I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm out of things to do, but I'm dwindling down. We'll see today, maybe we can pull it out and power wash it. That wouldn't be bad. Then the only other thing I really got to do here is I just want to fix this up. So I got a new pin for this, because this is the wrong pin and that bolt's been sliding around on there. Unfortunately, I was hoping I could replace the grease seals in this side, but there are no grease seals in this cylinder, so. Oh man, I haven't really looked at this since I put the boom down. Holy cow. Maybe I'll see if I can clean that out a little bit. And then down here, I'm just gonna, I don't know why, but this bushing walked out. So we'll try and push it in. If I need to take it out and clean it up and put some Loctite on it, we will. And then there are seals in here that are missing. So I'm gonna clean that stuff up. And then I'll see you guys either when we power wash it, or when our hollow body cylinder comes in. Gee, you know you're in trouble? Can you just
People are trying to sleep. Can you just dial it down a little bit? Thanks. Alright, I ended up knocking it out, cleaning it up, and putting some Loctite on that bushing because it's pretty loose. But I'll tell you what, I'll get halfway through the press usually, and it's going one way, and then you got to retool because I don't have that much stroke. And then when you start pressing again, this stuff sets up fast. I don't know what it says, but it's a whole different press when you start pressing again. So that stuff really works. Now I am satisfied. No, I put the greaser on the right side too. They just had a bolt in there before and it was just burning a hole in there, so. I wonder if it's just because my socket's hitting there. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that nut's welded right there. So I'm supposed to take the bolt out from the top. I think that's all of them. And then they give you 2 nice eye bolts right here. Enough messing around. I think this is 60 ton or something, 30 ton, I don't know. I'll put a link to this on Amazon. It was maybe $150. It's a hollow body, so you can put the bolt through it. And then this, I can't believe I found this for $50 on Marketplace. It's a P80 enter pack. It hoses and everything. I know I was a little sour about this experience, and it probably came through on the video, but I'll tell you what. This is amazing. I am so happy. All right, it was a fight, as you guys can see. It's a new day. But I think I got it. I think that one's finally in there enough to get the seal in. The top one was moving okay, but that bottom one, I mean, like I was telling my dad, I don't think I could have done it with a 20-ton ram. 50-ton would have been nice, so. I'm gonna knock those 2 in. These should go easier because the fit actually is maybe a half a thou or a thou looser. I'm not sure next time. I had those bores right where I wanted to. So you hate to like sacrifice the quality of the work for ease of assembly. But I'll tell you what, you're pushing the limits here. I got a 3/4 inch 16 threaded rod. I honestly probably could go with like 1 1/4 inch because that thing, you can see that thing just. So I don't think it's yielding, but it stretches. So maybe that's what I would do next time too, is get a real threaded rod. But this is going to be over. I have 2 regrets on this project. One of them is power washing this in the way I did and having an electrical issue. I still know how that's going to turn out. However, I think I'm much more accepting of that because honestly, it kind of seemed like a fluke. Number 2, and I decided to do like a restoration auto body quality paint job on this. I think I'm learning though, and what you would typically do. And anyways, it's done and it looks good. Plus the runs I got in it. I'll tell you what, that Bobcat enamel, a little bit does not go a long ways because that stuff is so freaking thin.
I mean, I was putting it on heavy, but I've never seen enamel like that, except for Bobcat. I guess Caterpillar, all these OEMs do that. You don't even get to thin the stuff, so it doesn't go far. But it looks nice. So, all right, so it's been parked for probably 3 weeks, honestly. And it's got one leak. So if you guys remember on the first video, on this machine, I rebuilt that swivel, and I was hoping it wasn't the swivel leaking. See, I don't know, now I'm a little bit paranoid. I really don't want to do that job again. Shit. But I think that this O-ring on that fitting is leaking right there. So I just bought the new parts. Now that I'm looking at it, boy, which one is it? Is it the top one? Is it the bottom one? This side's dry as a bone. And that side, I might have to clean that up real good before I replace that and see if I can pinpoint where the leaks are coming from. Dang it. I can't tell which hose is leaking. And it's a shame because the hoses are in okay shape. But let me show you this. So it's just like a two-piece. This is the fitting. And then this is the hose. And it's got a dust ring and then a pressure and a backup, but that backup's one of those PTFE. So you could, if you're a thrifty man, and I could try, you could just replace those, but I bet there's a decent chance that it would just leak on me again. So not to mention, I don't know if you can get that fitting off. I don't know. I guess I'll try it. I'll take the old ones apart, but I'm just gonna put two $70 hoses on it. I've reached my limit with this thing as far as time. It's a bummer, but I'm not really sure if I can rebuild those fittings, you know, so let's wash it up and then we'll see if it still leaks. Man, I hope that thing's not coming out. If it still leaks, I'm not sure if it will come out. It might just stay. Something draining the battery? Wow. Am I still fighting bad connections? I don't know if it's bad battery connections or what. But I didn't do anything except remove that. Why you gotta be in here? You're making me nervous. That's good enough for what I'm trying to do. If I can clear that. I don't like how it's swinging around like that. I also should look out how much this thing weighs. 'Cause I bet it's more than a couple pounds. You know what? If it wants to stay like that, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm disturbing you. Alright, I'm just tired of working on this thing and like all the sand that's been on here for years getting all over me. It's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be under here. I probably didn't need to do this, but I will. Yeah, I guess that's good right there. And then like I never really got up in here that low. So I'm gonna take one more crack at that. So when you're power washing, of course all that dirt and grease that you have goes somewhere. And last time it was a mess. It went down the street, it went in the grass. So I reached out to New Pig and they actually made some filters. So this is like a big sock. And it'll let water through, but it'll absorb the oil. I also got a new truck, Wrangler. We paid $65 for it. We're not going to be able to get $25 for it. I'm absolutely sick to my stomach. It's got 70,000 miles on it. Mint, other than one of the doors has started to corrode. Well, here, now I'm started. It's got 70,000 miles on it. It needs tires, which if we keep it or sell it, it needs tires. One door has started to corrode. I guess the Jeeps kind of all do that. Other than that, I mean, this thing's like mint. I've taken very good care of it. You guys know that. And it's got a chip in the windshield right there. Or a crack. I paid $65,000 for this thing. It's a diesel. And then I can't even get 30 grand for it. It's absolutely insane. So we're probably going to end up dropping it off to Carvana unless someone on the video wants it. It's got to replace it, got a truck. Like this is great, but it's loud and I don't love taking Luke in it. Literally has 0 airbags. This one's a 15. It's got a lot of airbags. 250,000 miles. You guys will never guess what I paid for it. From North Carolina, so no rust. But that's a video for another day. Main jet was plugged. Now it runs without any charge. Knew she had more to give, the filthy animal. If you guys ever buy a piece of equipment, these guys, like just wash it. Not even a lot, just like once or twice a year. Actually, probably once a year is probably what you need to do. This thing is just... These things are nice, so I don't even think I'm using it a ton, but see that? Everything just gets diverted away. That stuff can go in the grass because that's just dirt, and then everything going down is just water that soaks up all the oil. And let me tell you, there's a lot of oil. So that's pretty cool. All right, take 2. Well, nothing exploded. Was it worth it taking the counterweight off? Yeah. I mean, it was worth it power washing it more, but it is way past nap time, so I'm gonna take it out, spin around, park it. And then, I'm trying to think, I guess I either need help to put that boom on, I gotta carry that out because this won't fit in the backyard, or we can do this cutting edge, so we'll roll the dice.
And the hunt for the mysterious electrical issues. This is just the key switch. I don't like that. Let me clean that up.
All right, this is the original key switch. Can I do this? See, nothing. it comes alive. I never get that lucky with electrical issues, so I'm very skeptical, but a new key from a switch from Bobcat is like 35 bucks. I'll put one in it. This one's very chooched out anyways. I'm pretty sure you could use a screwdriver to start it, so. Wow. All right, I think we got our electrical gremlins fixed. I guess I shouldn't say that, I'll jinx myself. This was hanging off. Got that epoxied back on. If you look at the list, I'm getting down there. I should have blade cutting edge on there. I was gonna fix that, and I got a new cutting edge I was gonna weld on. And I left that. Might be a winter project. Take that off and drop it off at Welder Jason. I know we've pointed that out before, but the more I get into this machine, especially today after seeing that blade, I kind of think it's got a 3304 plus 4500 or whatever it's got on. I think it's a 7,000 hour machine. And not that that means anything for us, but it's just kind of funny, you know, like Clint always says, be careful when you go to auctions. But anyways, another weird thing, there's like a little toolkit under here that was all just busted plastic zip tied on. So I took that out, and there's more beautiful green. But then look at the sand I'm pulling out of here. And the amount of sand on this thing, and for the sand to be that high up, like back in that crevice. Machine came out of Florida. I mean, we'll never know the history. Could this have been washed up in a hurricane or something? Like, I cannot. How do you get that much sand, like beach sand, that high on the machine? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Also, look at how the seats rusted. Was it salt water? Like, look at the corrosion up here on, the pilot controls. Like I said, it doesn't make any difference to me. I mean, it's gonna run fine, and if it doesn't, there's not much left on it. Basically a motor and a pump is all I could have out of it, but if only, once again, I say this every time, if only these machines could talk. What is the history? Come on. Wow, it's just gonna come out, huh? What on earth is going on here? I was hoping not to have to power wash it 3 times. But it looks like we're heading for another. Tell me, you guys tell me, am I inept? Am I supposed to drain the oil? What's the deal? I don't understand that. Look, I probably lost half a gallon of oil, and now I gotta do it again. I did check in the manual. It doesn't say anything. It says take the filter off, put the new one on. See, that one does what I think it's supposed to do. It drains out a little bit and then stops. We're just gonna keep rolling while we got the mess. Oh, of course. Okay. It's kind of funny because I did hours, days, months worth of work on this thing. And it was honestly fine. I didn't mind on it. I was like, people give Bobcat a lot of crap. I don't see it. And then I literally go to do like the most basic things, a couple filter changes, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world. So now I'm like, I get why, because 99% of people that own one aren't going to do everything I just did. 99% of people are going to do filter changes, oil changes, change the hose, everyday maintenance, So now, suddenly, I understand the beef with them. I don't know, what height it's supposed to go at. Is that going to hit? I have no idea. But didn't leak as much fluid as the hydro did, so I'll give them props on that. So I'll have to come back and write the hours on these. Okay, the last thing I want to do for the service, I want to change and maybe lightly flush the antifreeze. Then we got to do engine oil too. It's missing like all these like buried or captured fasteners to hold the panels on. And I got these on Amazon. It's just a server rack nut is what it's called. And it just clips in. It's the first time she's probably had all the bolts in her in a minute. I was hoping it would make it quieter, but. All right, so I think this system takes like 2 gallons, and that's a 2-gallon container. In the manual, it says this is how you drain the coolant. All right, I did put like 1.5 gallons of this in there. I'm gonna flush it, let the oil warm up. Lisa, I know this is for your sterilizer. Sorry. I'll say I'm gonna get some more. Hopefully I remember. Yeah, I'll definitely do that one more time because that's round 2. And it's darker than round 1, so I would expect it to start to clear up a little bit. So that must just be all the rust and junk in there. All right, I'm calling it. It was pretty clear. But look what was in the first flush. So it's probably less important on like a dry sleeve engine like this to flush it, but definitely want to do it every 7,000 hours or so like this machine has on it, because it gets cruddy. Mess up your water pump, corrode your stuff, so. And then I always try to go with like the factory recommended antifreeze when you can, just because there's so many different additives and metals and ELC and everything. Actually, a good lesson in that is these old OBS Fords, because if you run ELC on them, you'll eat away the RTV and the injector cups. So you have to run green coolant with a special Ford additive. But that's what they recommend, and it works. So if you can, get the factory recommended antifreeze. Otherwise, you might be opening Pandora's box. And it's purple. How cool is that? Wow. Are you helping me?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Change up.
What are we doing?
Change on the oil.
Yeah, all right. Let's go over here. All right, you want to come help me take this filter off? Oh.
I think
Dad's taking this oil filter off. Are you gonna help me?
I'm not.
You're not? Here, Dad'll pick you up. Unscrew the oil filter. Good job. You're doing it right. Look at that.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's messy is what it is. Isn't it?
I want to see it.
You want to see inside there?
Yeah.
Can't find good help anymore these days.
But I know we're not.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Do you hear me talking about you? Can you go throw this away for me in the trash can? Here, take this too.
I threw that away.
Thank you, buddy.
And now I'm coming.
Okay. Yeah, screw the new filter on. Good job. 2.5, and he knows righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay, let's put the drain plug on.
Where is it?
Did I get it? You want to help me do that?
Yeah.
You want to screw it on for me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's up under there. See it?
Yeah. Where is it?
Right there. That. Can you tighten it? You're good. We'll wipe you up later. Nope, not that. That. Yep, tighten it up.
That's tighten it.
Is it tight?
Yeah.
Wow, good job. Thank you. Okay, no, don't wipe your hands on your clothes. That's what gets us. No, that's what gets us in trouble. All right.
Da, da. I want da, da.
Should we put oil in it now?
Da, da. We should.
Okay, you gotta hang on with both hands.
That's what you gonna do.
That is gonna put engine oil in. So again, I just went with Bobcat recommended oil, and it's 9.1 quarts.
Where is this for? Where is this for?
I don't know, what is that? Show Dada. Oh, that's the engine oil cap. We need that.
What is it for? Where is it? Where does it go?
It goes where the funnel is right now.
Where was I? I was at the hospital. I missed you.
Now it's my turn to go. Oh, come on. I mean, I'm sure it's great oil, but it's useless if I can't tell how much is in there to know how much I'm putting in the engine. I'm gonna tuck close. All right, I think the basic unit is done. So that's about everything I can think of on here. So now we got to get the boom on, and then I want to rebuild those pilot controls and get a seat. I had plans for more on this, you know, even I really want to do the pilots because they're leaking, and it just kind of is messy, I guess. I don't like that. But we're pushing like late September. It's September 22nd, 23rd maybe, somewhere around there. And yesterday I was up working on the 977, the other Bobcat. Dad's starting to put some pressure on me because as soon as he such his irrigation off and the water stops running, he's gonna want to be playing with this, and he's got some stuff he wants to do. So it's good. He probably balances me out because if I didn't have a customer, this thing would just be in the garage forever and I would never get anything done, so. It won't fit through the gate. It's like 60 inches the gate. Check. Scratching it. All right, so the obvious tragedy is how nice that looks. I knew I wanted to paint that, but I think Dad would have killed me. So I'll give him a punch list to do in his shop this winter. You gotta go through some plastic. See, that's cracked right there. Nevertheless, let's do it. When we bought this machine, they had them facing out. That's why they got all beat to crap, but I think that works pretty nice. You can run your hoses through here. Use the wrong pin. You have to percolate on that one. The Bobcat fittings were much more low profile, so I'll have to check the range of motion and make sure I'm not hitting. That'd be a bummer. All right, you guys know I have many issues with this, but probably the biggest issue I have is I just don't understand why they did this. So if you look, the Bobcat, everything on here, it's smart the way they designed it when you think about it. So these links are pinned in here, right? So what that means is that this pin is not going to rotate in these two pieces, and that is by design, and that as a reason, there's not going to be grease in here, and there's not going to be a bushing in here. Now these two parts will rotate on that shaft that is held stationary. That's why there's seals and grease in here. Same thing right here, right? So there's seals and grease in the arm and bushings, and out here there's nothing because it won't rotate there, right? Same thing right here, same thing right here. That's the way it is on every excavator made, in modern times when they do seals and bushings and grease like that, because it works. You can't, let's throw it back and say that they didn't do that. So if you just had snap rings on this, then nothing would hold that pin from rotating. That pin could get seized in here in one of these, and then it would just rotate in here and it would destroy these bananas because there's no bushings or grease in there, and that's not made to rotate that way, right? So you gotta have an anti-rotate on a pin like that. There's no anti-rotate on this. I have no idea why. So they gave me this pin. There's no anti-rotate. They just put a couple of lazy bushings in there. So what will happen is this goes through the bottom of the H-link, and this could get seized in the H-link, and then it's just gonna wear back and forth in here, and it's gonna wear our pin and coupler out because there's not gonna be any grease in there, right? Same thing up here, there's no anti-rotate. So if you look, the way the Bobcat coupler is supposed to be is there's supposed to be a bolt through here so that the pin stays with the coupler, and then this spins inside the arm, but there's no anti-rotate again. So I don't know if I can put a half a bolt in there. I gotta look at that, but I doubt I can. Very frustrating to say the least. Like I said, Manca, don't buy from them. It's not worth the $1,000 that I saved or whatever. So let me see. I'm gonna measure up and see if I can get maybe an anti-rotate in there somehow. Otherwise, we'll just ship it and it's gonna wear out and we'll deal with it later. That was a lot of work, but I'm glad I did it, I guess. All right. I don't know if I made it better or worse, but at least I can sleep at night now, even though that is ugly as all hell. might be easy. Oh yeah, look at that. Apparently, I don't have enough snap rings. I gotta get bolts too. That looks good though. I think we're gonna be real happy with that. All the pins felt nice. So, cool. Alright, I gotta get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. And then I gotta get 2 snap rings. So now that I've got everything situated, I gotta get hoses. So I gotta go on my thumb. I gotta go up to here. I gotta do these. I gotta get 2 for my bucket cylinder. I gotta get 1 for my crowd cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure these up. I'm gonna try and take my time. That's why I waited to do all this, because I want to get them routed right so they don't pinch. Then I guess I'll see you guys when we get some hoses back, and we can. What does Vice Grip Garage do? Manipulate everything. All right, so I was thinking about going. What? I was thinking about going to the Parker store, but I'm like, I know I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna waste all their time. They're gonna get everything ready, and then they're gonna give me a price, and it's gonna be $1,000, and I'll be like, that's not in our budget. So I came on here. I've used this place before. I wish they would sponsor us or give us a discount code or something. I put everything in, so I've got the 3 8s, the 2 6s, and the 2 12s, and it's like $487. So Parker would have been $1,000, I bet. As sad as it makes me, I love their stuff. It's all made in the USA, but I can't do it. All right, you guys want to see something depressing? This is what $500 looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. Exactly the same. If someone gets that reference, if I had merch, I'd say I'd send you a shirt, but I don't, so. I definitely thought that I went longer than that, but The boom doesn't have a ton to curl in yet, so I hope those are long enough. We'll see. So on these, I should have specified that I wanted the curvature of the hose to go the other way, because they give you an angle, you know, when you get a curve fitting, and the angle is always 0 degrees is with the curvature of the hose. Remember that. So I kind of beefed that one right there. I should have specified, like the angle on this one should have been 180, but. Wow, why is there so much oil in there? All right, I don't love these two, but I don't know if I ever will, you know. I think that's just gonna be a hard hose. So we'll see. I mean, and if you guys haven't caught on yet, I'm sure one of you guys did and left it in the comments. Now everyone saw it. I completely beefed this. This is the flow path. So I can only go from here to here or here to here, which won't do me anything. The in is supposed to be here, and then you have your 2 outs, right? So I don't know. I mean, the thumb will work right now. So I think I took this one off. I hope I didn't put it on wrong. I don't think I did. The thumb, see, I lost the bolt. The thumb will work right now, and that's really all we want. I don't think Dad's going to be running a mulcher this fall. If he is, we'll figure it out. So I think what the Hail Mary is I think I need to make this a T, essentially, and then I need to rotate at 180. So it'll either be in with a center blocked, or if you rotate at 180, it'll flow that way. So we'll see. But those hoses look good. I got a bulkhead to put on for that case drain, and I'm just going to cap that for now. We'll probably just go to the local store and get a line for that. Oh, I guess we got to put that thing in now. This is going to be fun. I'm thinking we can ramp her right up in there. And then it probably won't fit, but we'll see. But Luke's napping, so I'll spare him a few more minutes. Or I fire the beast up, because I feel like last week when I started while he was napping, it actually did wake him up. You guys want to see what, but this was Dad's hill he had to die on, so you guys want to see what another depressing $500 looks like? Cushion, frame, another cushion, and seat track. Thanks, Bobcat. Designed for optimal comfort. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was just salty water because it was in Florida. And once those tear, that's always wet, you know. But I'll tell you what, that's a seat that's seen better days. Oh, yeah. Amazing. All right. Let's put that thingy in. Neighbor's cutting his grass at 2:30 p.m. on a Thursday, so it doesn't matter what I do. Well, I have no thumb. That's kind of cool. Let me show you guys this. Hoses look good. I'm gonna have plenty of hose there. That Bobcat thumb is nice too. I mean, they really designed it well. There's different aux modes. Wow, come on, baby. So you can, you can pre-program it, I'm sure, to like different stuff. So if I would have flipped the hoses on the thumb, I'm sure you can just program it so that that does exactly what you want it, or if I want something different than a different operator. That's pretty cool. You guys are probably all gonna comment and be like, every excavator since a Cat 235 has that. Well, I don't know that stuff, guys. I don't know why my thumb went down but not up. Now it won't go up. Well, that's not it. Well, that one is an interesting one. I've had my thumb stuck before, but never like that. I don't know, I guess maybe let's crack the lines and see if I can just move it manually. I don't get that one. All right, as usual, I beat my own self. So I took this off to start snooping to try and make up for my design flaw. And when I put it back, I indexed at 90 degrees. So it appeared like that was the right way, but it was not. So do you guys hear that fluid? So there was just nowhere for the fluid to go. So now let's try it. There we go. What do you want to do with this? What'd you say?
I went to water levels.
Yeah, but what do you want to dig? What do you want to do? We pull it out of the garage. I'm just going to give it one last wash before we start to put together. And he just goes, I want to dig a big hole. You know, in high school, we always used to say polishing a turd when we'd make fun of each other's cars because they're all rusted out and everything, you know. At Ben Skidmore. But I really just wanted to get the oil out that I made a mess on. Knock the dust off because you guys know in 2 seconds when I dig a big hole, as Luke would say, it's gonna get dirty. But all right, now we can, well, now I can go play with Gremlin. He's yelling at me, but I'll wash these up and we can put those on next. All right, so we needed a bucket, and you guys saw we got 2 for it. I actually might go back and get like an 18-inch too, because I think I could maybe do some footer work for the house with this. So I always send emails to a couple people, and this guy Mo got back to me and said, yeah, absolutely, we can work out a deal. So basically, I'm showing you guys this bucket, and they weren't free, but he helped us out, which is great. And honestly, complete opposite of that coupler I got. This thing looks awesome. I mean, like, the welds look nice. It's a good sized bucket. He's got AR 400 wear pads on the bottom, on the side, cutting edges, replaceable teeth. So I'm really excited to get this to work. I'm gonna put it on the machine right now. I want to see, but so I'll put his link in the description of the video. You guys should go check him out. I mean, he shipped it. It was here like 2 days after we ordered it, freight. Their prices are good. And he's also sending us a skid steer bucket for the TA72, so you guys will see that work. But thank you, Mo. I think this is probably the first of a few things I'll be getting from you. But I'm excited. This bucket looks nice. Let's put it on. I want to see how it looks. Now why? So it's got to come out. All right, we'll do that a different day. Hold on, let me get. Oh, yeah, there we go. Whose car is that? I think he might be. We have to hold that back. All right, that looks good. Thank you, neighbor Will. So I can put these covers on now. I wanted to just clean that out one last time because I got some oil in there. Make sure we had no leaks. Man, it is so loud here. I hate it. And then I haven't shown you guys this, but this is good. I've washed this good and we replaced those hoses, remember? So we can put the skid plate on too. Man, where does this stuff keep coming from? There's grease in there. I'll be glad for this thing to be out of my driveway. And I've got 3 Zerks. I gotta move the machine to get 2 down there for the bottom pin, and then those 2 on the H. I've got a new knockoff Bobcat style pin coming for this. I'll show you guys that when it gets here. This just doesn't, I don't know if that's gonna fix my life, but this doesn't have the lead on it that it needs. So that one at least should be much better. I bought the plastic for this just because I wasn't going to leave it, but I don't really like those wires being out in the open. So that should be here this week. We'll put that on later. And then I did find, I'll probably do it in a short video or something later. I did find like Chinese plungers for these. I really want to rebuild them, but these are $80 a hole, $90 a hole. And then this U-joint's like $250. So you're looking at like $1,000 in parts just to rebuild the 2 joysticks. So if those cheap ones, it was literally like $40 or $50 for 8 of them for the whole machine. So if they work, we'll run those, but it's fine for now. It's just my OCD says it needs to be fixed because it's gonna be messy. Then other than that, if Dad wants to pick away at some stuff in the winter, he can. But right now, I have the trailer next door where we unloaded it at the school lot. And I literally just picked up like a Tim Hortons bag that blew in my yard. It's loud. Lisa and I are tired of living here, so we bought 10 acres probably almost a year ago. It's been a year with the kid, obviously, but my goal was when I got this excavator done, I wanted to perk test it. Ooh. Amazon showed up. Anyways, but it wasn't my pin, unfortunately. So we're gonna perk test it. That's the first step in order to get like a site plan or anything done is to perk test it. This machine will do it. I am going to be terrible at digging these holes, and technically they want you to dig up to 20 feet deep, which is like a 30,000 pound machine probably. This will do 13. I called the inspector. He seems super cool. He said, I think you'll be fine out there. I said, can I dig a test hole and then send you a picture? We got to see sand, 3 feet of it, and we can't have like water coming in. Although it's as dry as a popcorn fart out there right now, so we're not going to have any water. But so let's go out there, and as Luke said, let's dig a big hole. See if it works. And then we'll take it up for the grand reveal to Dad. One other thing I was looking at, I was wondering if I need to set the relief pressure in that thumb because you know, when you're curling your bucket in, that ram is a lot smaller than that one. So you don't, like, you could just bend the ram. You got to make sure that's relieved so you don't move that. But in the instructions, it does not say anything about setting your relief valve pressure at the end. So I'm going to have to Google that because I don't want to bend that ram. But other than that, it's done. That was a royal pain in the butt, but it's in. But I need that bobcat pin. This ain't gonna fly. Oh, see that? Something as simple as my angle's wrong, so now I'm toast. This is really hard when you're not good at this, especially when your trailer isn't the nicest. See, I feel like this is just triaxle problems, but I feel like there's just way more load on that one than that one. So, but that's okay. I'll, you know, I'm gonna move this machine many times, so. All right, I'll get that chain down. And let's go out there and give her a test. Luke.
What's that noise? What's that noise? In that big hole.
No, don't go in the big hole.
It's big.
Oh my goodness.
I went away in the big sand.
Well, the good news is, I think that's sand down there. The bad news is,
I'm playing.
I didn't really want to leave this hole open. And the super bad news is,
What's the?
what in the world were they doing when they welded that on?
That's too heavy. That's
They didn't.
way too heavy, Dada.
That's a terrible fix. Absolutely horrible. I'm beside myself right now.
I got a little thing down there.
Hey, are you having fun at least? Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. All right, Dada's got to come out tomorrow and take that cylinder off, I guess. Brought the four-wheel drive today, but this hurts my heart. Okay, let me know when you're done.
Yes.
Luke, are you happy to be back?
And then Dada will
And then Dada can come up there, yeah.
Where is it?
Where's what?
I want that too. I don't know why.
Oh, sit heavy.
It's going down there.
What do you want me to do?
Don't the barrel.
I'll get stuck down there. I won't be able to get out.
Tornado down there.
Absolutely not. Do you want to go home or do you want to stay here and play?
I want to. That's the home.
You want to stay here?
No,
Oh, you want to come home with me?
where are we going?
We got to go home and fix that cylinder.
I don't want to.
You don't want to? We can stay here for a little. You can kind of tell that they just almost had a square pocket. They didn't bevel it because there's a bunch of slag in here that I had to grind out, but there's my line, so I got plenty of room to work with there. I'll give you one last look. Well, thought that was thread in, but I guess it must have pulled out. Damn it. It's Pretty close though. Thinking I should just tack it and see what I got. So I've had the door closed all night. Problem is he's like never gonna leave now. Come on, go. Go. Shh. No, not above. Below. So what stinks is now you lose, you know, some precision. But boy. Definitely pulled on me. So now, 3 things to have a successful weld here. Number 1, I'm gonna have to grind that out, prep that, right? Number 2, I need 0.45 wire, because if you look right now, I can really only do up to 3/8. I mean, I could probably push it, but 0.45 is gonna get me a lot further. So I guess I'll go, I got everything else, I'll just go get a roll of that. Number 3 is you need to spin this while you weld it, because, I mean, you can do it without, guys do it all the time, but, you know, I'd be starting and stopping, so I got some roller stands coming. Like, what would be nice is a roller positioner, but I'll just get it on the roller stands, and then someone can come over and weld it for me while I spin it. Number 4 is you have to be a good welder. So maybe I'll set up a test piece and we'll see how good I am. If not, we'll have welder Jason come over. All right, you want to help with the welder? What happened to all the wire? Why is it all bunched up?
I bunched it up.
You did?
Yeah. What did you do, Dad?
That is taking the wire back because we got to put the new spool that we bought at Air Gas in.
The house feed the wire.
That feeds the wire, yeah.
Can I spin it?
You can spin it.
Can I pull this off?
No, you cannot. Good job.
Where is it?
Uh-oh, you better pick it up. Okay, slide it over here. There you go. Okay, now tighten it.
I have to do another one.
That's it. We don't need another one. Oh, work on stuff? All right. Well, why don't we see if the welder will push this wire? Look at that. Wow, is that cool?
I have to do that.
Here, pull the trigger. Okay, that's it. That's enough. Are you welding?
Yeah.
Good job, dude.
Can I weld more?
Can you weld more? You gotta practice first. You wanna do?
I like to weld stuff.
All right, what are we gonna do?
They bought package.
Oh, wow. What do you think that is?
What is this?
Let's see.
On my shoe.
What's in your shoe?
Don't I have this yellow thing?
Oh, let's see all the things that we ordered.
They bought all my tools.
What?
They bought all my tools.
They did bring us more tools.
Dad, now. Wait. Who's this helmet?
That's Dada's helmet.
What is it doing?
That's how Dada welds. You know, I'll be honest with you, these things were like 70 bucks a piece or something. 50 bucks a piece. Hey, careful.
Is it big?
I don't think I could have gotten more functionality for less money. All right, so I have everything I think set up. I've got my 045 wire on there. I've got it set to 3/8 by the chart. I'm gonna preheat to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or so. And really, I don't think it'll be a bad weld. But welder Jason said one important thing to me. He said, just set up and do a test piece so that way you get the feel of it. So that's exactly what I did. I hacked this together. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna preheat this to 300, and then I'm gonna roll a bead in there, a bead in there, and then that way that'll give me a good feel. My amperages, my speed, if I can actually do this by myself, I think it'll be okay, but let's do it. I ran one test around with the crank, kind of just to see. That looks good. And I am gonna weld this crank on there because that just helps me kind of navigate this with one hand. Two hands, I guess. Well, that is just like meteorically hot. And it's looking like a grape. Let me try and pull. That was better. And I could feel I was really hammering it in there too. So if you look down there, that root pass is one that I'm okay with. So let me So the only thing I think I gotta watch is I might need to make sure I point my gun and get this penetrating, because that has bitten me in the butt before. But honestly, this is gonna work great. So let me cool it down and let's try and put a cover pass on, and then we can rip. 22 on the feed and 23.5 on the voltage. So we'll go to there. We'll put it down. Boy, that's funny. I'm not taking her down much. It never is probably gonna have the look of like a, you know, just a robot weld, but I think I'm in there pretty good. You might see, you know, that's tough. That may be a little bit of cold lapping out there. But I don't know. Hard to say. This is what I think. I think it's as good as I'm going to do in this garage with what I have. And I think it's much better than what was. So I'm going to run that other one just for personal practice, and then let's send it. I mean, worst case scenario, we got to buy a new rod, which is what we would have had to have done anyways. All right, definitely glad I ran one more, because that looks a little better. Oh man. Now that. Shit. Look at that. Oh boy. I hope I didn't. Oh no. I did such a good job welding that I f***ed up the prep work. Oh man, that is a bummer. But I will say, the manual positioner worked. I have no complaints about that. And that's still nice and cold down there, so the only thing that could have potentially screwed me was that. Let's see. I'm pretty fired up right now. It's like a big hurdle when you have a shop like me. But all right, let's go put it back on. What do we need to do?
Mow the lawn.
We need to mow this lawn. Yeah, I would say you're right. Should we get Mama's tractor down here? Yeah. Well, Luke, it's been a week and it's still here, but it's still broken. Well, this is gonna be like the third time, I think. Carry you where? Okay, you want to take your dump truck out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't bore you with the third time around. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the third and the worst time. You ready to dig a big hole? Yeah. All right, Luke, so here's the goal. The goal is we need to perk test this property because we're gonna build here eventually. First step to getting anything done out here, like a site plan or anything, is perk test. So I think I want the house up on that hill. And then if we have a basement, if we have the septic field down here, which I think I have room for, then, you know, we can have a bathroom in the basement. It'll all flow out to here. So everything is checking out okay. I think the property is perfect for it. And this hole looks great. So if you look down there, right there is the line, and below is sand. So let me get my tape measure out. But basically we need a hole here, then our field would go here. We need probably a hole on the other side of the truck, and then like 50 feet in the back, I need another hole for like our reserve emergency field. So if I look, I don't know why this is so painful. I'm about 6 feet deep, and I do have 3 feet of sand. So I'm really just gonna take another scoop out of here and get that bottom cleaned up. Then we'll go dig another hole. I wanna make sure that the excavator will successfully dig 3 holes before I pay $300 and bring the inspector out. Am I gonna touch anything? Whoop, see? No, don't touch those pedals. Oh, you want to sit on my lap? Okay. So I'm 6 feet again, and I might only have 2 feet of sand here, but that's okay. I might put some of this dirt back in. a good scoop? Hard clay at the top. I think that's sand, Luke. Whoops. Don't do that, huh? What?
How do you use this?
There we use it. Alright, you want to drive in a little closer?
When I do this.
That's the drone. Can you wave to it? Say, hi, drone.
I don't.
How's your day?
I don't. It doesn't talk.
No, it doesn't talk. Is your day good, though?
What is it mean?
All right, let's send it home. Well, this one's not as deep, so I hit sand right away on this one. I mean, I'm 4 feet deep, 3 feet deep. You want to go down in there? All right. Actually, no. People are going to give us a hard time. Maybe rightfully so. All right, so I think that this is a shocking success.
That's a dodo man. That's
I was working her pretty hard. Well, part of it's just I'm a terrible operator, and part of it is I was intentionally a little bit trying, but those look good, so. I don't know, Luke. I think she's done. What do you think? All right, it's looking like a pretty good machine. I think I'm about done with it. I have some plastic to put on, some hydraulic pilot checks to put in, and I need to get a fire extinguisher for it, courtesy of burnt Bobcat I bought and Andy's Hyundai that's probably rusting in pieces. So you might be asking yourself, and I haven't disclosed any of this with my dad yet, how in the did you really put 10 grand into this thing? I'm not kidding, but there's a caveat. You didn't have to, or you wouldn't have to put 10 grand into this. I made a list that's on my phone. I'm recording, so I'll put that up here. But just the big hitters. The thumb, I bought this used from a place in Ohio. I maybe could have found a used one if I waited a little longer for $1,500, but I paid like $1,750 for this thumb. It was good. It came with a pin. I have no qualms about that. And new from Bobcat, the thumb kit might have been $3,500 or $4 grand. So lesson to you guys, buying one at an auction, pay a little bit or watch a couple with a thumb because it costs a lot of money to get a nice thumb on a machine after you leave the auction, right? People don't really sell just the thumb. $1,300 in the quick coupler. I probably spent $4,000 with Bobcat. I'd say probably $2,500 of that were pins and bushings. And then I just had like hydraulic seal kits. The seat was $500. It was just a lot. So if you're doing math and you're head at home, that's $6 grand. I paid $600 for the re-rod of the cylinder that maybe I shouldn't have paid for. I paid another $600 probably into the auxes. So that's up to $7,200. I had probably $1 grand in hydraulic hoses on it. So that's $8,200. I had $300 in the swivel kit. So that's $8,500. I can probably walk around and justify another $1,500 or something that I spent on it. Realistically, I think the number probably was closer to like 12 grand what we spent on it. Oh, I know what. I had $500 in the Bobcat maintenance kit, which maybe you don't have to buy. But me, as the first time buying this from an auction, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to get everything done. So that's $9,000. And then I probably did have another $250 in fluid. So that's $9,250, you know, so it's there. And the thing that I'm not talking about is the tools. I probably bought, because the line boring setup was maybe $3 grand I paid all in for all that stuff. And then I probably bought like tooling for that. I bought
the ram to push the stuff in, the bushing. So I probably had another $4,000 in tools, but you know, those aren't, you don't have to buy those if you want to do a machine like this. I wanted to buy them because I know I'll use them in the future. So not cheap. My dad laughs. He says if there's 3 people at the auction, there's 2 losers and 1 winner. The 2 losers are the people that buy the machine and sell the machine. So the previous owner and the new owner, and the 1 winner is the auctioneer because they get 10% either way. They don't care. But anyways, I think we're happy with it. You know, even if all in, like if you look at it and you got it sorted now, if you were to go out there and you were to look at a machine for $28,000 or something, you're going to buy something that needs the same work as this, honestly, you know, so it is what it is. And then the one last thing I will say is, if you were ever doing this, and the bushings that I ended up buying, the oversized bushings for the arm, those I just got off, and the seals I just got off generic eBay. I didn't have to buy a Bobcat. So like if I was going to go through one of these again, I would just measure up the ID and the OD of the bushings and the seals and the pins, and I would try and find somewhere cheaper because they're all like, Caterpillar has 45 millimeter pin excavators. You go to the next size, it's going to be a 60 millimeter pin, you know, 80, 100, 120. So you don't need to buy OEM pins and bushings, and I really don't think there's going to be any different in the quality of them. It's just a hard pin, it's just a hard bushing. So that's maybe the one thing that I would do differently next time, is I would kind of shop around for some pins and bushings. Because I'm not kidding, guys. I probably had, you know, $2,500 to $3,000 in pins and bushings in this thing. And a lot of it was stuff I didn't have to buy. I mean, I needed 4 pins and bushings, and I bought 1, 2 extra up there. You know, I didn't need to buy those, but I don't know. So a lot of the excavator parts are generic, just like the cheaper pilot controls that I got. So let's load it up. We'll take it back home. Let's put that plastic on, and we'll look at swapping those pilot controls. I actually have a perk test like 10 days from now scheduled, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to bring it up. But Dad has just been pining at this thing. He wants to use it this week, so I'm going to take it up to him. I'm going up there anyways, so I'll throw it on the trailer. I'm going to bring the Ford back and brush hog this, but so let's go see what he thinks of it. Let's let him use it. He's got probably about 87 projects that he wants to do with this. It's kind of cool. He's excited. There. Okay. A bunch of springs just trying to fly out of here, huh? So this plate holds them down, is the deal. So all this is just like a little, you know, almost a hydraulic cylinder, and there's a wiper seal in the top there. I guess it's a pressure seal, and it just wears out, you know. And this wears in there. These feel pretty good, but it wears in there. So like I said, the springs in there are walloped out, but those are 90 bucks a hole from Bobcat. And I got these, although there's nothing on it, off eBay. It's kind of hard to find. I Googled like size 50 pilot plunger or something that came through. But I got the whole 8 of them for 50 bucks shipped. So this will at least stop the leaking. And eventually, when this machine makes us some money, if it does, we can replace the springs with Bobcat parts if we want. These might be tough, huh? I don't know if it'll stay in. Oh boy. It's funny because if you have a cat excavator, you can see like Friday Parts or all those places will have them, but Bobcat, there's nothing. This U-joint's not bad either. I mean, A new machine would feel tighter, but wow. It's not so much about the look, like I said, but I just didn't like that wiring being open. And I'm still shocked about how much better that feels. So, see that one? It's like, that's neutral and that's where it rests. So that one's a problem. So I don't know if I'll do that one right now, but I'll do it eventually. Let's go up, see what Dad thinks. So just question for you guys. I'm taking the new truck tomorrow. I towed it here from the property, maybe a half hour. What truck do you guys think tows this better? 42 plus 11.5. So it's almost 16. Single rear wheel, 2015, or dual rear wheel, 95. Let me know in the comments, because there's a big difference between the two trucks. I'm almost there. I left too early today. People are dying to know, if they want a mini excavator, should they buy one sight unseen from Ritchie Brothers?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a tough one.
What'd you tell me before? You told me if there's 3 people at the auction, there's 2 losers and 1 winner.
I said that?
Yeah. Who's the 2 losers?
The guy buying it,
Yeah, he's the biggest loser.
the guy selling it,
Yep, he's the other loser.
the auction guy's the winner.
Yeah, because he gets 10% no matter
He gets
what.
10% no matter what.
Yeah. I said, where are you going? He said, in there.
Taking my time, taking my time.
What?
I'm taking my time. I don't want to break anything.
I think he's smiling.
Now what?
More!
Ditch is a mess. Okay.
All right. I think we'll see him in 2026 when he gets off that thing. So he'll probably give you guys some updates, but I'm out for this one. Hope it was worthwhile. I hope it was worthwhile. Thank you guys for watching. So let me give you guys a quick tour of what's next and what's going on. One thing I'll say too is I feel like rookie buying a skid steer at the auction is much easier than an excavator. Excavators are just complex beasts. But anyways, I'm still hashing out some stuff on this thing. So I'll have a video out. It'll basically be the final video on this, probably soon, but again, buying stuff from auction. I think you guys have all seen this. I'm working on the hydraulic hoses that go in order to set the engine first. The engine needs to come out of that. So we actually might put that where the Lee Bear was by Dad's shop and do that this winter. And then I'm just kind of spit shining that thing because I would like to try and take it out and do a paid job with it. Just because I'm kind of tired of bleeding money into this equipment that never gets used. So that's just around here. There's obviously a billion more projects at home. So, all right, Dad's gonna play you guys out. I am going to start working on something else. Let's see. It's making progress. Hey, did you break anything yet?
No, not yet.
I guess I did a good job.
And that weighs 6,060 pounds. There, I got it all ripped up. Look at it now already. You pile it all up in the center, so it's flattening it out. It's getting close already. Man, Bill always wanted to clean that pond back out. Maybe I got a pond for you to clean. It's probably got water in it. We'll see. They had a 2,000-gallon tank, weighs 20,000. And you would pick up. Wow. Chinese Welding made all that up. Cool. T870, the biggest and the baddest, versus 6,060 pounds. Ooh. He's got to get underneath there. Oh, he's got it. He got it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's got it. Wow, that's good.